Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America on the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network, website thisweekinamerica.us. Talking about timeshares on this particular segment of the program. Jim Jukes is our guest on the program today from Timeshare Travel, his website, timesharetravel.com. Jim has been involved in the business since 1984. His company rated one of the top 5 in the world. People are still using timeshares out there. A lot of questions when you start talking about it. Some people say it's the best way to go. It's a forced vacation every year. It's basically a free forced vacation every year. Other people say, geez, my only connection is seeing all basically a boiler room operation when I'm in Cancun and other resorts. Jim, first of all, welcome to This Week in America. Great to have you with us.
Thank you. Glad to be here, Rick.
Well, let's start with that thing. Most people will say, the thing being the boiler room, the operation where, okay, we're going to give you a free blanket, we're going to give you tickets to the amusement park or whatever. Come in, listen to our presentation, and it's pretty high pressure, and they want you to buy a timeshare. Can you actually be successful and get a decent deal when you go through one of those boiler room operations?
Well, it's really tough to get a good deal doing that because, they have so much overhead. They have an office or a building to pitch what they're doing. They give away free items. They have very high-priced commission salespeople that are generally paid in 6 figures. They have phone room to set up appointments. They even have they just have all kinds of expenses out there, with mailers and promos and things like that. And we find that most of the time when you buy a timeshare that way, and you drive the timeshare off the lot like you drive a brand new car off a lot, you lose 50% of its value right off the top, just in this overhead. And that's why the resale market's so good. I think your folks out there can come out on the resale market and find a timeshare and buy one for what it's worth rather than have to pay for all these marketing costs.
Well, I'm looking at your website, and Jim's website is timesharetravel.com. You can go to our website, link on, and get all the information as well, but it's timesharetravel.com. And you're offering some really good destinations for what appears to be a fraction of what they're selling in the marketplace.
Yeah, we do. We have some real good deals out there. Generally what I like to tell people is that basically we offer roughly a $15,000 timeshare, 5-star resort with all the bells and amenities. Most of those timeshares go in the price range of $1,500 to $3,000. And it's a darn good deal.
Well, when you think about what you've got, now if I understand the timeshare concept correctly, this basically is yours forever.
Yeah, when you buy a timeshare, it is deeded real estate, and you basically own one week per year for the rest of your life. You are buying a vacation home. You're just not getting the whole thing. You're only buying 1 week increments or 1 week intervals.
Right.
It's kind of like buying a piece of a pizza instead of a whole pizza.
And then eventually you put the whole thing together, and you've got a whole pizza when you have it that long. You talk about ownership, and what do we have to watch when people are buying to make sure they have the proper paperwork? Because you do have ownership, and you talk about a deed, you talk about clean deeds. What should we watch for to make sure when we buy something we're actually buying what we think we've got?
Well, you have to be careful there. You do need to go through a reputable company that knows how to close these timeshares and go through the proper aspects of it. When we close a timeshare, we do guaranteed clean deed and title on every timeshare that we sell, and I know a lot of other resale companies do that too, and there are some other independent closing operations that do the same thing. It's difficult to go out and buy like title insurance on a timeshare. Some timeshares do offer that, but some don't, and I find that's a waste of money anyway, because most of the time there's title insurance on the wholly owned aspect of the timeshare anyway. So we just guarantee the clean deed and title, and we do a little title search on it and such, and make sure the folks get what they pay for.
A couple minutes left in this segment of the program. We're talking to Jim Jukes. He is with timesharetravel.com. The company's been in business since 1984, one of the top 5 in the country. If people are looking to buy a timeshare now, I'm sensing from what you're talking about, they may only be paying 10% of what the stated value is. It seems like a good time to be a buyer in the marketplace right now.
Oh, absolutely. We've got, there's some great deals out there. You got to be careful who you buy them from, obviously. Be careful with some of the for sale by owner ads. I think it is good to go through a company. Usually you can find as better or as good a price as you can find from an individual, and at least you get the guarantees that you're going to get the clean deed through a company. Now, if you go to our website, you can go, and we literally have several hundred timeshares, all under $3,000. These are 5-star resorts that people can look at and find some great deals. But I do recommend for people to go become educated on it and go through other websites and check out other pricing and other companies and such too, and read up on it. There's some articles on our website. I know you can Google other articles and information and statistics and such. I think people need to become more educated. I think that's one of the big problems with timeshares. People bought through a boiler room method and they had a crash course for 1 or 2 hours and they really don't understand timeshare, and there's a lot to know about it. And,
well, it's a concept that seems to make a lot of sense, and if you buy it right, and unfortunately we're out of time, but we'll have Jim back on the program to talk about that. If you buy it right, you're giving yourself and the family the luxury of a vacation 1 or 2 weeks every year. And again, I said forced, and that's not really in a bad way. It's like sometimes you talk yourself out of vacation. Well, I've got that week. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it. At a lot of very nice places all across not only the United States, but across the world. Jim's website is timesharetravel.com. Jim Jukes has been our guest. We'll have him back on the program. You've been listening to This Week in America on the Blue Funk Broadcasting Radio Network, our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Jim, thank you for joining us, and thank you, everybody, for listening.